Hello everyone. Hi, this is Chandray from Kolkata, India. So first I want to thank A4 Artist in Resident Voice Project for this wonderful idea. We needed this. Yeah. In these hard times, we really needed to exchange our voices. What are we thinking? And like plans are being discontinued and we are stuck at home due to this lockdown and everything, and there's this fear of contamination, and we are feeling alone, so this helps. So I was eager to participate in this project as an applicant, but then I thought, okay, how am I going to send my reply? Because I'm not a visual artist, and I'm not into video art, of course. So I'm a writer, so maybe it would be better for me if I would send my replies as text information. But then I thought, I don't know, exchange of eyes maybe would be better, would help us all. So I'm making this video like just in my room, where I'm stuck for since 2 months now. So okay, so let's get started with your questions, very thoughtful, I must say. So let me introduce myself first. I'm Chandray. I prefer to call myself an independent researcher rather than an artist, and I also write. I'm a writer also. And so how am I doing? Okay, I can't say I'm doing fine. I think neither of us are, but then yes, there are a lot new inspirations, and I have been able to see myself in a very different light due to this lockdown and this COVID-19 situation. I will share this with you. I want to after many of my plans getting discontinued, and some travel plans, few plans for you, like field projects and things like that, I thought this would be very depressing a situation. But then I rediscovered my family life. I live with my parents, and yes, they're aged and they are like children to me now, as of now. And I was researching for them, how to keep them safe and secure, and also spending time with them, spending more and more time with them, eating together, we are cooking together, and doing daily housework together. And yeah, so I've been able to establish a new kind of relationship, with my parents, a new communication, maybe a support, a mutual support, and things like that. And also another thing I would like to mention, that I have been out for 3-4 days a week for some time, because some relief work. So as we all know that in this lockdown situation, those of us who are not so privileged to stay back at home and make living for our families, many of us are in the roads and traveling from one place to another. We know about migrant workers and many others, many underprivileged areas where people are finding it hard to even find daily food and basic needs and all that. So we have been doing this volunteering work. It's related to a community kitchen and distributing dry ration type of thing in localities surrounding the area. And through that I have been able to communicate with communicate, and also got to know how different our fears are, how different the sense of fear, the sense of distance, the sense of uh, contamination, the sense of being in a safe space is for us. Because I must say that there are many friends for whom the home, his or her home, is not that safe a place, and they are facing abuses from family members and all that. So we have been reaching out to them through our helplines, and sometimes doing some financial help, or giving out rations, or following up with the government so that some aid could reach them, and sometimes finding alternative accommodations who can't really stay at home with abusive family members and things like that. So this has been a new thing and a new inspiration, where I have been able to think above myself and like my work, what I am doing. I am thinking, I am creating maybe these so this is a new thing that I have encountered in these times, and that takes me to your second question, which is rethinking the value of art. Yes, I have been thinking a lot. I think we all are thinking a lot. Like we are doing much of thinking than doing in these times. So I have been thinking about the value of art recently, and what I found out, like what was new that came to me was is that this art is not something. Actually, I have never believed in art for art's sake. So art has many things to do with life and reality and society and a cause, maybe art for a cause. So rather than creating on your own back at home, back at your studio, or and something like that, it's like art also helps people get over their present mental and physical conditions. What I was thinking about this was like we have been doing this session with children from underprivileged areas, where we are like besides giving out rations and basic things that they need, we are also doing these sessions with the children of those areas, where we are engaging them, since they are not a part of this vast digital learning digital learning sessions that are being carried out by schools, like mostly in urban areas. So they don't have that reach either. So what we are doing is we are inviting them over, like we are telling them to draw something or write something, and then we are making a chart, like this is a big chart with of like different fragments of letters or paintings from the children, and we're displaying it in various areas to let them know that they are not alone, and also through their own words, through their own thoughts, how are they feeling in these lockdown, what is lockdown to them, how different, or is it any different for them. So I think art also has something to do with reality, and art need to respond to reality, which takes me to your third question, that yes, I do really think that art needs to respond to reality. And then I have been thinking, if reality, how much reality needs responses from art, and I thought that you know, art and reality, they are like they're like two sides of a coin. I was thinking, like they exist in the same ambience, but it's like can't see each other, but it's like they are there, like at the same place, and they live together, and they continue to be together without really interacting with each other directly. But both of them interact with the person who is so yes, art need responses from reality, like need to respond to reality, and art is a byproduct of reality also. What I think is you can't produce art if you're not like in your own reality. Art is a production of your realm, maybe I can use the word realm if I may. So I was thinking that also reality needs responses from art time to time. Like in these times, I think many people are doing paintings and music sessions like all over India, like to keep up with the to inspire and to get inspired from for the people who are striving to even live for their lives. So it's not always like charity initiatives, it's also like in Italy, as we have seen, people and in India also, and in some other countries where people are like out in their balconies and they're like playing instruments. And so what is art? I would like to add this point that if we don't reciprocate to real situations, we really have to stop creating also. Like our creative mind is something that takes its oxygen from the reality, from our realm, from our surrounding and things like that. And how we communicate with that reality, with that realm, is the language of our art. So that takes me to your fourth question, which is social distancing. How do I think of social distancing? Now I would like to mention briefly the proposed program I sent for this A4 Artist in Residence Exchange program. It was around, because it has something to do with my daily creations now, or like my what I'm thinking about creating and working on this project right now. It relates to my proposal sent to A4 Art Museum. That is, and it also relates to social distancing in itself. That is what I got to know about this tradition, which is part of Chinese opera now. It's called Bian Lian, or face changing. So I got interested when I got to know about this, because what I liked is not the trick. I read many articles, a bunch of articles and videos and like gossip kind of a thing, like how to unravel the mystery of like face changing, how do you do the trick and all that. But I was not interested in that at all. What interested me more is that I found some material which suggested that this face changing or Bian Lian has its root in Chinese folklore and in ancient Chinese society. This has been a practice, like to surviving, or like a performance tradition tracing back then, like so it was coming from the ancient cultural traditions of this face changing, where people needed this for sometimes maybe for entertainment, but mostly for daily living, for how they thought life was, how they were living their lives. It was connected to that. So what I really needed to wanted to know about is finding out these missing link and this connection between the present form of Bian Lian being performed in Chinese opera and the ancient form, like how it all started, how it was, how was the what was the idea behind this this face changing. And that takes me to this idea of social distancing, and the work I'm thinking about doing right now is that has something to do with mask. So in post-COVID world, masks have mask has come up with a totally new meaning and new use and a new significance with like all over the world. And it's like distancing has many things to do with this masks. I think the idea of mask, the idea of you know, like keeping yourself in distance from something, like hiding yourself, and also like preventing from touching things that are like visible and not visible around you. So I thought that masks have been an integral part to many cultures and many ancient cultural traditions in so many countries, like in Southeast and East Asia, many countries there, and also in some African countries, then Brazil, then Mexico. So it's like most of the countries have their own traditional masks. So mask is integral to global culture. Mask is an already existing element in global culture. So and the interesting part is the use of mask in ancient traditions has a link between even if the countries are like belong to very different cultural traditions, the use of mask and how it started, how it was in those days was similar from some point of view, or the perspective was similar, or the the value or the meaning was similar. So like in India, in Bengal, we have this tradition called Chou. So Chou performance tradition use masks and like big heavy masks with many elements made mainly from woods and pepper. Then this is Kathakali dance tradition from South India. Then there are like from East India, there is this Rabha community. This is the ethnic community which uses masks, and there's Nagaland, Manipur, who has their own masks and like own traditions of masks, and the masks are stories. different stories. So I have been thinking about working on this, how the idea of mask has been changed in post-COVID world, and how we are interpreting the traditional masks right now, like distancing and hiding yourself from, like, the main difference what I find is that traditionally when we used masks, like in traditional performances and things like that, we used masks to hide something so that we can present something else. So I hide my face, I cover my face with a mask to speak out about some other character, which is not me, yet I am doing the role play. So I think this has a similarity between the traditional meaning and the present meaning of distancing, social distancing. What is social distancing? I think it tells a lot about social distancing, the masks. It's like you are hiding, you are not hiding yourself, you are just covering a part of you, you are just protecting a part of you from something, so that you can mingle with some other things, like you can embrace some other things, like you can communicate in some other ways. So it's not, social distancing is not does not put a stop to communication, or does not tell you to be distant, to to hide or something like that. It tells you to come out with an equipment, with a cover, with a guard maybe, or with a mask that don't really, like, the idea of mask always comes with this mysterious thing, as if it's some mystery you are escaping from, you are running away from. But what I find interesting about masks is that masks tell you to tell your stories without without alienating the audience, without making an audience be very conscious about yourself. So that's what you need to do during this times of social distancing, that you cover yourself, but you don't hide yourself, you don't hide the self. You interact with a guard on, but that guard does not mean you are physically guarding yourself. But the more you physically guard yourself, the more you need to communicate and need to reach out to the to other people, to the world. So distancing is not so distant as most of us are interpreting it like. So I have been thinking about interviewing, like online or over phone, to some artists and practitioners and some traditional practitioners or some artisans who make masks, these traditional masks, like what are, like, from their tradition, what they were thinking about a mask, how they used a mask, like for performers, how they used a mask during a performance, and how they are interpreting this changed idea of mask, like N95 or anti-COVID mask, so to say, anti-pollution mask, or something like that, to keep themselves away from contagious disease. So interviewing them, and then I also wanted to know about, like, from you, from the people in Chengdu, like how they incorporate, how they would link their tradition of Bian Lian and face changing to this using of mass use of masks. This is not specific to the performance of Bian Lian. Like when I use a mask, it changes my face, it changes the look. So how am I supposed to deal with that? How am I how do you, like the performers of Bian Lian, I wanted to know from them, like how does it feel to what is the difference? I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I was thinking about this, and so I won't be long, and so I just wanted to say in relation to your last question, which is, if I break through the sense of distance, what question I would like to ask? It's the same what I have been talking about in this video. It's like when you overcome a distance, what do you think first? Like it's for anybody and everybody, not for some artist or someone like that. The first person the first human being I interact after I break through the distance, the social distance of distance, any interaction that comes first, I would like to ask one single question, and that is, I don't know, I really don't know. There'll be one single question for someone I interact with, and that is, what from you were in no distance? What is the element? This interests me more, that what was the element that went beyond distance? It can vary, and it will for like people to people, person to person, but I wanted to know, like, what is the element that was the distance, like what is the element that was that have been in no distance from you during this time of distancing? That would be my question. And that element for me, my answer would be to my own question. My answer would be thoughts. Self. My answer would be self. I was not, like, after a long time, maybe first time in my life, I was not in a distance with myself. I was able to interact with myself. I was able to face myself. So I think in the time of distancing, we all should and would eventually face a thing which we are not in a distance with. I need to find that out. Thanks so much, and bye.